Alright, what I'm going to show you here is how I open the door panel here. You see the lines. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a series of holes here at these spots using a hole saw. There, 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 and there. Okay, now you see the holes that I just made in the door. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this cutoff wheel to play connect the dots real quick. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. Give me about 5 seconds to cut it, and then you can see the dots connected. Alright, now you see the end result of my game of connected dots. This is the piece we're going to remove. Now, and there's the door without it. Okay? I'm going to go in here and I'm going to round some of these corners off and stuff like that. I'm also going to use a Dynamat to remove that hole. It's a fairly easy process. I'll show you the end result later. But basically, what I do is I cut at an angle inside the line, like this, until I go all the way around. Let me get this thing cleaned up, blown out, and finish my cuts. Then I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to it. Just a quick note, if you're wondering why I don't use a saber saw or a hole saw on this particular area and why I use my cutoff wheel, what's behind here I don't want to cut up. This is why I do this like that, and there you can see the end result of how I did it. You want to trim this nicely using the cutoff wheel. It just took me about 5 seconds to do this. Actually, at the most a minute, but it's very easy to do. Once you learn how to do these sort of things with the, it's actually quite easy. Alright, now this door is ready. This is actually the opposite side. What I'm going to do today is we're going to put some Dynamat in the door. Now we don't normally put Dynamat in the doors that go out. The customer whose car this is lives up north, and he wanted some additional insulation and soundproofing installed on his car. And I said, sure, send me the Dynamat, I'll be happy to put it in. And you're going to get it to see it done. Alright? Now let me get the Dynamat. What I'm going to first do is, just so you know, is I'm going to cut it to shape. I'm going to bring it down, lay it onto the door, and then cut it into shape, and then we're going to put it inside the door and glue it down. Okay, here's the piece of dynamite I got to put in the door. Look, it's more than I need. So let me show you what I've decided to do. Here we have the line of the front of the door, and I've divided it up into sections. The reason I'm going to cut it into sections, okay, is so that I can get it in through the hole. You remember the hole we made, right? There's the hole. I'm going to put it in one piece at a time, trimming it as needed so that I get it inside the whole edge of the door. Okay? Now let me cut it and I'll show you it installed. Alright, just a quick couple of notes on a Dynamat installation. Okay? It's not uncommon to have it overlap. Okay? You'll find out that the inside of the door is actually smaller than the outside of the door, and you have to compensate for that. Alright? There's a lot of sharp edges inside the car or inside the door that you have to worry about. These are like things like raw fiberglass and bits and pieces of metal. You want to make sure you wear gloves or something like that. or else your knuckles will end up looking like mine. The roller works great. Okay, you want to make sure that you roll it out so that you remove as many of the air pockets as you can. This will help it to stay on, is very important. Also, the silver side, in case you haven't figured it out by now, stays on. Don't try to peel off the silver side. It's meant to be there. It's part of the insulation purposes of Dynamat. Okay? The brown paper side is the piece that comes off. Okay, that allows the black gooey stuff to stick. And stick well, I might add, if you do it right. Clean the door out. Make sure it's nice and clean. Make sure there's no dust in there. Do it in sections. Remember, you got this small opening to go through. Okay? Always mark the door so that the silver side is to the inside of the car when you do that. And that's it. It's actually a very easy, quick installation. At the best, each door took me 15 to 20 minutes. Took longer to film it. Alright? Now, I'm going to put these doors aside because they're not going on that car until I get the door hinge post in, and that's what my next task is.